Istanbul was Constantinople, now it's Istanbul, not Constantinople. Been a long time gone, Constantinople, now it's Turkish delight on a moonlit night. Every gal in Constantinople lives in Istanbul, not Constantinople.
I think it's right to say that 2010 solidified the current era of Formula 1. The point system was changed and refueling was banned, leading to the blazing pit stops we have now. It was also Bridgestone's last year. They were to be dearly missed, but not really. And Michael Schumacher returned, although he wasn't as fast anymore. Going into the Turkish Grand Prix, Mark Webber was on a high. He had just won in Spain and Monaco, and was leading the Drivers' Championship, tied with Sebastian Vettel. With Red Bull also leading the Constructors, Mark was very much keen to stay on the roll. Starting the race were Webber, Hamilton, Vettel, Button, Schumacher, Rosberg, Kubica, Massa, Petrov, and Kobayashi. I'm sorry I had to say the names fast, but I have to fit 10 people in here this time around. We kicked up so much fuss about the fangirl last year we forgot the original. The cameramen have the coordination of Jean-Denis de Latraz. Look who's on the grid, reminding us that 2010 was a long time ago.
Adrian Newey, why is your car so fast, Adrian?
Because the engines don't suck as much as they will in 5 years.
Why is it so noisy, actually?
Because the engines don't suck as much as they wait. The Red Bull mechanics tried their luck at being bouncers. I know what races I'm gonna cover in the future.
Amazing. I'll just share a quick tweet with you, actually. This came from Tony Fernandez, the Lotus boss. 2.4 seconds slower in qualifying than the team who's done 800 races against the team who's done 7 races. Wonder if Luca, that's the Ferrari boss, still thinks we're rubbish.
The years would show that yes, you always were. He's everywhere. It's like a haunting. It's the best thing ever. From steward advisor to sideline pundit. Could there be a steeper decline? All these barcodes are making me crave a silk cut. Cockmeister in his early winning years. No, wait, I'm supposed to hate him, right? Boo! Fuck you, you spoiled little brat! I wish I could forget Bruno Senna was ever in Formula 1. However, I did forget about Lucas Di Grassi. Until now. This man desperately needs to be fished out of the pond. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. So here we are. 5 lights and let's see what's all the fuss about Jonathan Legerd. The 2010 Turkish Grand Prix is going. Webber has a good start, with Vettel proceeding into second, Button gets between the two Mercs, and someone sidesteps in the back. Then Hamilton takes back second place, and that's it. No big deal. Jensen tries to take a slice out of Michael, but then he activates the DRS and... Wait, there's no DRS? What about Kurz? How did these people overtake? What's an F-duct? Is that a flashlight? There we go, into NASCAR territory! Oh, stupid cameras putting illusions in my head. Buemi made some noise in 2010. Nowadays, you can barely hear him. Sauber had almost no money, so they pulled their rims from a Beetle. A legend pulls out of nowhere, dazing and confusing our dapper chap. That's not very cool. Everybody got fired up on this one. This Hulkenberg kid looks very good. I wouldn't be surprised to see him in a top team in a few years' time. Formula 1 in the old days was so much better. Looks like somebody's riding stiff.
There is a part of the rear wing of the Europe that is loose. It's going to fall on us.
Didn't catch any of that, I'm afraid.
Problems?
Oh, you don't understand that, but when Button meows on the radio, everything is crystal clear. Even the onboard camera feels the thundering atmosphere.
Alonso, late 33s, early 34s, his car, every time we see it, it's trying to spin off, just like it did in qualifying. It looks horrific for some reason, the setup on Alonso's car.
It's a shitbox, but he can't say that because it's a Ferrari. I caught this in the middle, but I'm gonna play it safe and assume that they fucked up. Oh, Williams. Hey, Buemi, bye, Buemi. Quick, quick, quick! Fuck! Money. Massive, you know what. Conga! McLaren's wheel guns are faulty, making Louis very salty. 1, 2, 3, fuck your undercut. Webber cruises around and holy shit, I didn't expect that at all! And like a perfect ass, he goes wide open. Hey Gigrassi, bye Gigrassi. Well, I am not biased in this race, so the rain is Aladdin to me. It's a bird! It's a plane! It's Jules Villeneuve! Neither! It's your doom! An overtake, it's been a while since one of those, and it's gone. Hi Bruno, go fuck yourself, Bruno.
If you go down, of course, beyond the top 4, you look at Michael Schumacher, 24 seconds behind Jensen Button, and there's this real train, never mind a truly train.
I love you, Jonathan Legerd. Jesus fucking Christ, Bruno, why do you fucking suck so fucking much?
the Red Bulls in the first sector.
Rosberg doesn't have any more front tires, but he's very slow.
Rosberg is slow. In other news, ice is wet.
Mercedes, Renault, Ferrari, Renault, and Fernando Alonso.
Alonso is very distinctive. Oh, FOM, you silly sods, never stop. This little train has derailed. Both Caterhams, Lotuses, have been fast-tracking their path to bankruptcy since their beginning.
Okay, very, very good pressure on Pedro. He won't keep it for too long. He won't keep it.
Ouch! The irony. Oh, Sebastian's gonna go for it. He's gonna make it. He's gonna make it. Holy fuck shit! Aladdin! 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 A friendly hand wave to your mate. Sebastian describes his own mindset. Say your prayers. The Red Bull mechanics mount up for the nope.
And Lewis, we need you to save fuel. We need you to save some fuel now. Both cars doing the same.
Okay, guys, that's me off to bed. Good night. See you next race. Super PR lady to the rescue. Some people don't understand boundaries. I would really like to break that guy's nose in 3 separate parts.
Adrian shaking his head, talking to Christian, kind of, what on earth was going on? What were they thinking? It's rule number 1 between teammates.
Why, yes, of course. Beat him. Not much to do. I'm just gonna casually clean my visor. The press flock like bees to a hive. Wake up, everyone. Jensen's being a cheeky bastard, and it's great. He's not done yet. It's like the race just took a shot of adrenaline to the ass. What? How does it feel to be not even close to your Uncle Shadow? Who expected Ogerswati would be first on something? And he does it again. What the fo? He's on softs. That explains loads. The Great Wall of Viborg. And we're back to normal. It ended happily this time. Depending on your point of view, of course. Ever so delicately, the bee returns to its hive. Hey, it's that Indian driver that people like better than Karthikeyan. Hulkenberg goes up the rear unannounced. Hello, guys. Just want to say that it was Mark's fault, not mine. He's the cunt, not me. And in the end, Lewis Hamilton cruises home with the victory, with Jenson Button in second place and Mark Webber a consolable third. Although I could have sworn that Jenson Button had won this race. I don't know why, but I was sure for a fact that it was Jenson. Mark Webber parks up with all of his friends. Formula 1 was still old school in 2010, because they displayed the results on a CRT. That's not a confusing name at all. Rule Britannia, Britannia rule the race. Britons never will be third place. Paddy Lowe, you're trying to seduce me. This race was fun. Fun. Although I don't remember much about it at the time because I didn't pay much attention to the 2010 season. It's quite a blur in my head. I used to have this on and off relationship with Formula 1, but now we're straight, we're together forever. Well, nothing else to say here. I think I gotta end this because it's probably gotten a bit too long. Thank you all very much for watching. I will see you on the next race.